Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain, back for some more Dungeons & Dragons Online. So for this quest here, we are actually back in Evening Star, towards our mailbox, to pick up a quest from Linny Harker. Now in here they do have a letter, and you just want to ask what is in the letter, and then they mention that we need to head to the manor, and yeah, so let's head on over there. So again, this is a quest here that is not, that I don't normally run, specifically because of the level range of the quest. Typically I'm almost never this level range, and when I am, again, tend to run other things such as Necropolis Slayer. So if I'm not perfect on the walkthrough here, that would be why. Alright, so the first thing that we do want to do is actually just head straight into the area here. And here we go. So we'll want to talk to our butler, and he's going to give us some information on where to go. And once you're done talking with him, we need to head over and actually talk to the guy himself. Let's just one moment here. Well, I kind of get my my bearings here. Alright, so he is, actually it should be off to the side right here. So we'll want to talk, and then it does say to save one of the guests as an optional. And your objective is to try and determine who the thrall is. So you can do that by walking around to the various rooms. Here's a house guest here. And you can ask them some questions. Yes, so we need to head to the wine cellar here first. That is right.
Save them if you... The west chambers of Sable Manor have been shuttered for many years.
Alright, our wine cellar? I believe is through our southern doors.
The hedge maze gate is closed and bolted. Twisting passages of the toy labyrinth are fascinating. It almost feels like you're being drawn deep into the mazes.
And as you are exploring, you will see a variety of journals that you can actually click to collect. Alright, so the kitchen. Alright, so the wine cellar is actually through our kitchen, which makes complete sense. Which is right over here and right through this door.
This sleeping potion is so powerful that it could set...
here's where we kind of get into the start of our fights. The main item that we wanted to pick up there was that sleeping drop.
The door to the wine cellar stands open. Inside, something skitters across the floor.
Now this quest is, like I said, I don't typically run it, and it's not the easiest quest to follow. There are a lot of, not to say moving parts again, but it can take a long time to navigate your way through this area if you don't use a map and you don't know where the rooms are, which for the most part, in full honesty there, I do not. Those collectibles. Here we go. We're almost through the cellars here. Now you notice a few things we can click on, one being a rat trap, and now we can actually head out to catch that rodent with that trap. We can also continue through to the very end just to clear them out. So now that we have our rat trap, we can actually head back out to where our hedge maze was, into that little crypt, and catch the rat. Oh, that's south here.
deftly snare the rat and put the caged animal inside your pack.
So what you can do now with the rat in the cage, you can actually
This game
thrush it on
currently under the vampire's control.
the individual. So once you find out who it is, you're going to want to rest till nightfall. So it does seem that we were able to find which one was his thrall there first try.
The smell of brimstone drifts down the hallway.
Now here it is asking us to head over to the western halls.
Someone, something.
And again, more of these vampires. They are kind of annoying, but alright. So again, we're just going to want to continue into our western halls. Now, as you can see as well, some of these gargoyles are more than just a statue. So, because we had gotten our which one it is the first try, if you had gotten it incorrect, you just got to keep going to the other house guests and keep having them go through, basically run them through the thing, check each one until you can find out which one is the thrall. Now inside of this room, as you see at those specific little kind of room sigils there, it will spawn in some dretch. We're just going to keep heading along. So get more of those dretch. And you just want to make your way through the western chamber looking for the interactable item. So here we are on the table. We are seeing the orb of sunlight. And that is what we are. Again, we need to try and determine who is the current thrall. So we're going to head back to the main chambers. And each time you do, like, talk to Sir Edmund there, it will change the locations of where the people are. As it's night, they're more likely to be in bed. We have the library here. Now you can talk to the butler to get some information. Kind of where they are there. Which most of them actually should be upstairs. Which we can actually get to through the main chamber here. And again, just up the stairs. Kitchen, we need library. House guest here. You can actually ask him some personal questions. And again,
You have uncovered one of the vampire's thralls.
so here we go.
The vampire's thrall runs off to join the master.
So he runs to join his master. Now you can obviously follow him. Kind of see where he's going. You'll notice he ports out. Now sometimes he will run to the guy, but once you determine that, we're going to want to head back over here to Edmund yet again and let him know what's going on. Again, it'll take us to morning, and again, we want to determine who the current thrall is. Now we're wanting to do so in the attic. So each time we're getting a little bit more information and kind of narrowing down who is actually the vampire here.
This map is covered with moving magical symbols. Tiny pictures of grouse.
Alright, up into the attic.
There's no sign of movement inside.
So it's kind of a lot of running around. It does kind of tell you what locations to go to, but it is actually getting around the area, getting to those locations, and again, just working your way through the victims, or rather the thralls, to see exactly, working your way through the house guests to see who is the thrall. Alright. So as you can see, it is a bit of a longer quest. As we're still going through and looking for this item. So we got a Gem of Revelation.
A gem of revelation.
Alright, so now that we have that gem, again, it's back to the main section. You also see we have a little ladder. Climb up.
A strange form lies stretched out on a platform high atop the roof.
So there are a lot of little kind of optionals throughout the area, such as this one here. As you see, you also do have some traps that you can disable. And then we're going to skip this fight just because it's going to take a little bit out of us. But in order to start the fight, you just pull the lever, and then you just beat down the golem. Eventually the golem will fall, get your loot, but it's not required for the quest itself. So just for a time-sensitive thing, we are going to skip that. Now we do have one more room here to check. In the attic. Now, once you actually find the items, the gem there, you don't really need to step into any further rooms. and it would technically be optional at that point. Alright. So again, what you would do is you would head down. Nice treasure chest below the stairs. And then again, we talk to one of our guests. Now before we do, I am just going to use a rest shrine as I am just out of spell points here. And then again, you're going to want to find another guest. Use this item on them. We've got a ghost guest right here.
This guest is not currently under the vampire's control.
Alright, so it's not Flora here. Alright, so what we're actually going to do here, as we did find some information about who it could be when the knight had run down into the maze, we can actually head outside and head through the hedge maze. Actually, we can't do that right now, apparently. Alright, so we'll just... You have the hedge maze key? Ah, yes. So see if you can unlock the door there. Yeah, alright. Alright, so what we'll do here is we are just going to return back to Sir Edmund, or Ebermond.
Night falls on Sable Manor. Wood creaks and leaves.
Alright, so this is the time where we're supposed to explore that
It's as
hedge
if the
maze.
plants themselves have grown restless. The gate leading into the hedge maze stands open.
Now, do watch out for these topiaries, as they can actually be enemies. And the objective is to just make it kind of to the center of the maze. Now, I know it is technically a maze, but for the most part they don't really have a lot of dead ends. And the dead ends that they do have are you arrive at very quickly, so there's not a lot of wasted time exploring. Alright. Now in the area here, so we do have a pet chew toy. Obviously we would be giving that to the dog. Now each of these items that you can pick up while you're exploring through the area, basically you can use them to get some more information and essentially suss out who is the big bad. So here's our center, but over in this corner here we do have a groundskeeper's shack, which obviously we don't enter in through this way. We gotta head up and around. Now the groundskeeper's shack, like the others, if I remember correctly, does just have some additional goodies in there. And here we go. So if you talk to them, it does give you an optional to fight a werewolf. Now, the werewolf, as you see, is somewhere now. So we do have a chest here, but the werewolf himself is somewhere in the maze. Now, again, it is optional whether or not you want to actually fight him, or if you want to just ignore it and exit. As once you've found the item you need, all that's left is to actually escape. Now, an easy way out is actually just using Dimension Door. Seems like they've found him. As you can see, he has near 250,000 hit points, so No, exactly. Alright, so once he dies, obviously you can go ahead and grab his loot. Nothing named comes out of these little optional chests. So it is, you know, dealer's choice on whether or not you want to actually re-roll it or what. But since we have Dimension Door, we're going to go ahead and use that. And then we can just suss around the place, trying to find who the current thrall is. And it is nighttime, so they will be back into their rooms. Yes, Golem's heart can drop. So we already tried to suss out Flora here. And as Darkonius is the one who had picked up the item, they will kind of need to be the one to use the item. So we have cook. Housemaid. So we got Alec here again. Alright, so we haven't done this one here. Darren Krenner. So we can actually talk to him. And then you just want to, I have something to show you, and show him the item.
You have uncovered the vampire's thralls.
Alright, so from here again, we just want to head back to Edmund. Or Evermond.
The sun rises.
And we're going to wait again till daybreak.
A powerful voice calls to you, seemingly from behind the house. At last, after long years of waiting, I can finally return to my manor.
Alright. So again, they said at the back of the house. Which we want to head to the back of the house.
I trust you've enjoyed your stay, says the voice. Unfortunately, I was unable to greet you personally. It took time to break the seals on my crypt, even with the artifacts my foolish guests provided.
So here it is.
What a
And then we got a giant hole here. So obviously once we hop in, it is a point of no return. And we're gonna head in. So we got Lucille. And then through our doors here, we're gonna have our end fight.
Let me introduce myself properly.
So in here, we're gonna have his thralls. Now I do recommend trying to take out the thralls first. Simply to lessen the amount of enemies in here. Now with those items there that we were going. Unfortunately, we did get a lot of them incorrect. This does mean that they did have... Ooh, that kind of tickled. Alright, so as he's running in there, let's grab ourselves a cake here. That one hurt. Alright, so what I'll do here, kind of hide in the corner. Get her. Ooh. And I'm actually going to head on out. Oh no. Draconius, hopefully you can grab that dimension door there. Alright, so before we get, before he's too far gone, let's quickly head back and, to the fight there, so that we can, not only save Draconius from the enemies that I'm sure he's running around there. Draconius, if you're able to run back down here south, I can give you a little heal there. Now in here, you will notice you can actually attack these pillars. Yes, we should actually attack these pillars, as what they'll do is they'll open up the lights from coming from the beam. And what these will do here is they'll actually get rid of a lot of his damage reduction. Alright, so I'm going to be casting another Dimension Door there, Draconius. Let's head on through. Alright. So as you guys can see, it is a very difficult fight. You definitely want a tank, a healer. Unfortunately, you know, we are not the best style group. We're all kind of non-tanky, kind of go at it type group. Yeah, exactly. We're more built for DPS, though Draconius, as you did see, was able to outlast all of us. And for how long he can withstand. Now, because we did use Dimension Door, we can actually kind of get him to run right up here and just range him. Now, as you can see, he is back up to full hit points. You do want to just keep fighting him. It is a very difficult fight. And he is a vampire, so he does have regeneration. So inside the room here, he will lose that damage reduction. When he's again standing here in the light. And then you just want to beat him down, and hopefully we can get him this time here. You do got to watch out for that big force blast attack. Now that we got him down a little bit, he is going to spawn his next wave of kind of assistance. And it's kind of a game of avoidance as you're just chewing away his hit points there. Alright, so here we are, almost done. Last little stretch, and there we go. So as you see, it did take a little bit longer. The boss was quite painful. And again, you can get some named loot out of here, such as the Hunter's Sword, which is essentially the sword that he was wielding right there, as well as some other named items that you can get. So anyway, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for putting up with that not really knowing what we're doing. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good one all.